Unit 3, Problem-Based Learning Roles. Lesson 4, the group member. In this lesson, an overview of the roles in problem-based learning. The role of the group member and the tasks the group member is required to complete. Overview. As mentioned previously, PBL is a collaborative process involving a group of learners working together. In PBL, each person has a role which develops a different set of skills. Each person should undertake a different role each time they engage in a new PBL problem. You as a learner will either be delegated a role by the facilitator or you will choose a role. The group member role. The group member participates completely in the PBL process, taking responsibility for their part. They participate in meetings, contributing ideas, gather material during the self-study stage, and present it in the final stage. Tasks of the group member. Firstly, the attendance of meetings in the opening and closing stages. They must attend meetings. If the group member is going to be absent, they need to provide the discussion leader with an absence memo, in which they articulate their contribution to the meeting. For an opening meeting, this would include a list of terms they do not understand, corresponding with Step 1 clarified terms, the perspective of the problem definition, corresponding to Step 2 of the problem-based learning process, and the proposed solutions for brainstorming. For closing discussion, it may include sources they studied, their solution, and a reflection on their approach. They must prepare for the meeting. For the opening meeting, they must read the trigger or the problem statement and the agenda prior to the meeting. For interim and closing meetings, they must read the tutorial memo. In the meeting, it's important that the group member focuses on the agenda items and achieving a result from the meeting which meets the targets that solve the problem identified in the trigger, rather than deviating from the conversation. It's important that they contribute to the discussion within the meeting by generating ideas. It's important that the group member is conscious that they don't dominate conversation, they keep to the point and don't interrupt others. In meetings, it's important that the team members respect each other and give each other feedback in a polite, constructive manner. It's important that when the group member doesn't agree with other team members, they should explain why in a calm, polite manner and try to minimise conflict or use it to their advantage. The group member must explain the rationale behind decisions and arguments, which must be based on fact rather than opinion. In the self-study stage, the learner must be clear about their learning objectives that they have to achieve. Record their proposed approach of how they're going to complete the self-study stage. Search for or gather the relevant information. Use the gathered information to achieve the learning objectives. Apply the theory that they have learned. Where required, liaise with other team members. This ensures a systems thinking approach. If you think your learning objectives interface with others, it's important you collaborate. Reflect on the effectiveness of your self-study approaches and why or why not they were successful.